Hello everybody, Axis here at another top 10, and yeah, we're doing top 10 in World of Warcraft. So, World of Warcraft is one of those games which is up for some time, but I put my hands on this game relatively recently, and reason why is because I'm really not into MMORPGs. Main reason is because I don't know too many people who play them. Surprisingly, and I have also bought experience with another game, which, according to many people, was pretty much a copy of World of Warcraft. And I'm talking about Runes of Magic, which I played actively about 2 years, I believe. Well, if we say actively, then we will like 1 year most specifically, and eventually I quit because I was way too frustrated by some features. But recently, I buy a World of Warcraft movie, and copy of World of Warcraft for free was there, so I was like, okay, let's give this game a chance, and I recognize this thing is actually highly superior over Runes of Magic. Not like Runes of Magic is totally bad game. It has some legitimately good ideas, but World of Warcraft is better. So I decided to dedicate my next top 10 the World of Warcraft, and being a new player and being this guy who is not too much into MMO or RPGs, I wanna suggest things which, in my opinion, can make things better. Keep in mind two things. This is something which I want to say right now. I play game about shortly after Legion was released, and my experience is like 2 months, so I'm not like experienced. Like, I'm able to play this game relatively easily because things like movement and control interface, all these things are very similar, if not identical, like in the Runes of Magic. So that was like good training. There is some differences, obviously. So I'm not most experienced person in the world in terms of World of Warcraft. In fact, I'm a total noob. But there are things which stopped me to play this game before, and some of them will probably buy me this game sooner if they be implemented in the game and they are part of this top 10. So I wanna share this with the others, and I can think there may be more people who have any idea about this. Maybe because I have such a low experience, there is possibility. Oh, hello. Uh, They may be possibilities. Some of these features may already been here. I just didn't find them yet. So that's the option too. So if I suggest something which is already in the game, then please don't make fun of me because, like I said, I play like 2 months and I think I barely scratched off the surface of this game. So yeah. So top 10 suggestions or ideas for World of Warcraft. So let's do this. Number 10. Okay, let's start with something small and simple. This is something which actually is in the game, but it don't work the way which as I wished for. And obviously, I talk about months. So good as World of Warcraft is as a game, mounts here are, let's be honest, they suck. They suck really badly. And I don't talk about things such as designs. Oh no, for the designs for the mounts are actually pretty nice. Like if I check some mount which I don't have, there's a bunch of dragons, all kind of armored beast, like this thing looks like Triceratops, as freaking Scorpion, and much more. So yeah, in terms of design, they are okay. They are actually pretty cool, but this is not what thing which I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is not how they look. It's more like how they work. So my probably biggest problem in a mount here is mounts is actually surprisingly difficult to get. If we realize how huge the World of Warcraft is, it's a huge game. You're spending hours just moving from one way to another. I mean, I play as a mage, so I can cast those portals. So like that help me like cut distance a lot. But for other classes, it can be painfully long time to get from one place to another, and like get those mounts can be for like really difficult. Some of them are really rare. I was lucky and I had to get my Hearthstone for free because I play Hearthstone, but this thing right here like cost me 80 gold. And at the time when I get the quest to get him, that was actually like a lot of money for me at the time. And I need to go with a set of 21 quests, and it's taking me about 15 days to get this thing. After I get it, I was highly disappointed because this thing is like it's just not worth it. Like this is just ground mount. It cannot fly, and it's just as fast. It has its move its same speed like my current mount, and that's just disappointing. Like the fact that some differences between mounts visually, they look all of them different, but they have all same abilities. They have same speed, they move same frame. Like there is some they can fly, and there is some which can. I know there is a one mount which I believe can walk on water, which is nice. But that's it. I mean, my problem with this, like, there is some mounts, like, for example, this thing. I can believe, like, this thing looks really strong, but it don't look really fast. How is possible? I have, like, this horse, probably some magic horse, and this thing, these two animals can move at same speed. I mean, I expect this thing will be able like have like something heavy. So maybe if there be like chest attached on his back, and I have access some additional space or something, that will make sense. But basically, this suggestion, I wanna suggest the mounts need to be improved. First and most importantly, each mount should get basically some special ability, one or maybe two, and it's not like there is no way how you can make differences between mounts. Oh yes, there's many things you can do. You can get some mount as I get additional inventory. You can move them like different speed. Also, if there is a mount, like for example, again, if I do this thing, so this thing was grown basically on a winter area. So maybe if I ride this thing on a winter area, then maybe it move faster when I'm in snowy area, which will be really useful in Northrend because, as far as I know, there is snow everywhere. Which makes sense because it's used to environment. You can have like mounts which have other abilities. Maybe they can give you buff if you ride in them. You can be invisible if you ride your mount, or I don't know. Maybe you can do something. Maybe they can jump higher or have teleport, something like this. So that should be definitely my suggestion. Is basically about make mounts better. I mean, it is cool. The fact they look cool, but they need to be some differences. Also, because they are so important for the game due to the fact the gaming world is so big, they should be much easier to get them. Also, I recently unlocked my learning ability of basically fly higher speed, and this ability it's cost me 4,500 gold, which at my level right now it's a lot. When at the time when I get this, when I unlock this, I have like 700 gold, and I was thinking, oh, how much how rich I am. Like some of these abilities, which are mount related, are ridiculously expensive. Like in the point, like I said, because the game world is so huge, then you should expect like something important as mounts will be like much easier to get, but they are not. If you combine this element with the fact that all mounts are same, that make obtaining like some other mounts pretty much pointless. I mean, of course, if you are one of those people who just enjoy collecting things just for sake of collecting them, then this is probably most interesting feature for you, and being able just having them in your collection is enough for you. But I'm a person who is much more practical and like basically now I have hard speed, he can land, he can fly, and I basically don't have a reason to get any other mount. I mean, it's if I eventually get a mount which will be like more cool looking, and there is a few cool which I definitely like, then I probably get him. But if I not, then I'm perfectly okay with this one, long as it's work. So because I have mount which is already functional, then I really have no reason to get any other mount. So that is my suggestion. Mounts need to be like easier to get. They need some special abilities, something which make feel them different, and yeah, maybe your writing skill should be like tweaked too. So as good as World of Warcraft is as a game, I'm repeating myself, I know. Basically, the mounts as they are right now, it sucks. They are unnecessarily difficult to get them. Writing skill are ridiculously overpriced, and what is most frustrating, all mount is the same. Like, look at this thing. This thing apparently is epic. It is epic mount, but he is there's nothing epic about him. He's epic only by then he even can fly. What the hell? Number 9. Okay, my another suggestion is kind of like um currently you can if you create a new character you can choose horde or alliance. There's also ponderants which are kind of neutral, but they I guess can later join one side or another. One thing which I want is having basically a neutral faction. Like you can like basically pick one side or another. But the truth is, war really isn't that simple. Like, first and most importantly, in a story of Warcraft 3, I mean, like, strategy game, at the end of the game, basically, Horde, Alliance, and Night Elves, they basically join the like forces and together they defeat an enemy, and that's is something I like. And if like there is this story based like exploration, you need the big horde or alliance, one under another, red or blue. And I don't like being forced like that. What if I wanna be neutral? Or what if I wanna be just some mercenary who can simply work for both sides and work for anybody who basically pay me more? I know there is a many people who enjoying this kind of game. Like I don't like to being forced to one side or another. I wanna have an option being a neutral, and I just don't like the idea. Plus, nobody. There is in a story in the lore. There is a multiple occasions where people who basically are on different sides pretty much join the forces and cooperate. So what if somebody wanna have like play a human, but if the human is like one of those people who basically know about fuck the horde are not necessarily bad guys, so he know they are not evil, but at the same time he really don't wanna like being seen as somebody who betrayed his own people. So I should be able to hold some third neutral faction. This is like a small thing, but like I said, I don't like the fact I am forced to be pick war one or another. I want some third option. I want to be able being neutral here, so I want some neutral faction here. Number 8. Okay, my another suggestion here. It's kind of difficult to understand. Basically, if you pick a class, and it could be whatever class, you can see these race abilities. So my another suggestion is basically mutations. Um, Basically, if World of Warcraft is happened with a world which is full of magic and all kinds of experiments and stuff, then there is can be like easily people who can be simply mutated by magic. So maybe this mutation basically give you some randomly generated like special benefits, like special abilities, such as you regenerate really fast during the combat. But for each mutation, for each beneficial effect, you can get some disadvantage, which are also randomly generated. This is something which is feature which is purely optional, and maybe later in your game you can do some special quest which basically let you eliminate one of your negative abilities, basically suppressing them. But with this one, you can also do same thing with one of you positive. So basically, it gives you limited control over your class. You can say like this is like most useless. I have, let's say, like 4 different abilities which I get through my mutations, and there is like 10 of mutations total, and 5 is beneficial, another 5 is negative. So you remove most useless positive one and most harming. So you can kind of tweak your like list, and I think that will be like nice that it can give your character by little bit of like twist. You can do something which other cannot do, and because it's randomly generated, and it can like give you a benefit from specific situation, and sometimes disadvantage. Like I said, it is a relatively small thing, but I think it can make a creation of your character a little more interesting. Number 7. Oh no, I just died. So yeah, when you die, things are changed or what? You can see things you normally can't see, and you can do things normally can do, like walk in water, which give me basically idea for another idea for this list, and that is basically dimensions, and it's work kind of same way, like if you die. Like there should be some a special item which you can obtain, and by using this item you can enter in a another dimension, another form of existence. Yeah, like for example, you can purposely like enter in the realm of death, and you can use it basically like maybe like set the spies, or I don't know, or maybe they can be another dimensions where you can go, where in these dimensions like they can be some invisible objects which you can interact with, or maybe some special enemies or special items which you can get only here or here, because this realm of that not necessarily need to be like only a dimension available. There can be multiple dimension, and in different dimensions you can like do things which you normally can do, and players can be like able take advantage from this. Or maybe this could be like abilities of new class. Like for example, imagine like this area here is full of lava. There's like a river which like a river of lava from like somewhere far here and here. There's like only bridge which is power really far, and maybe there could be like class or which can do this, or item which can bring you in another dimension, and if you do that you can find there's actually another bridge right here, but you can pass that bridge only in this dimension. Like there's so many things which you can do. Like if you wanna have an even better understanding what I mean by other dimensions, then you can play a game, Legacy of Kain Soul River. And if you play this game, then you know what I'm talking about. Like this concept seems to be a little silly, but it can provide so many like new features in the game, and there is definitely some potential things which you can do here. So yeah, dimensions. Number six. Okay, my another idea is another one which is kind of related by creating your character, and that is basically a custom class. So you can pick your class as you want. It depends on your class. You can be healer, spellcaster, like casting buffs, summoning creatures, so many things. But one thing which I really want to be here, if you can basically the class by yourself, if you can basically pick whatever combination of skills and abilities which you want, and you can basically pick kind of both, because one of the things which once again I'm talking about runes of magic, as I said, World of Warcraft is definitely better than runes of magic, but in the runes of magic there was still some good ideas. One of the things which I like back in the runes of magic a lot, it's a fact you can basically, it's a this dual class system. Basically you can pick after you reach, I believe, level 10, like your secondary class, and um, you have access to all skill your primary class, but the class skills are like divided into primary and secondary, and you can have like access all your skill from your primary skill and a secondary from your secondary. So you can kind of create kind of like mix between two classes, and I wanna something like this to be here, or even better, being able to make your custom class. So if you wanna be able to do like being a DPS tank slash healer, you can. I mean, sure, there is already some classes which are kind of like that, But what if you want to do something which normally isn't a, g- in, is isn't in a game? What if you want to play like for class who can summon demons, kind of like warlock, but at the same time you're able heal people, just like priests. That is option which currently is not here, and I wanna something like that. I wanna basically instead of playing for these presets class, being able to basically create my own. I can imagine something like this could be difficult because balancing the class as they already are may be a little difficult. So maybe there will be several um, like skill sets, and you can like combine two, which give you able create something a little more flexible, because this class as they are right now, they give you kind of a sense of identity and uniqueness, but at the same time the system is kind of stiff, and like it needs to be something more flexible. So yeah, custom classes. Number 5. So, do you know that situation where you get some random item and you're like, man, this item is really good. The problem is it's not for my class, and it is not it is soulbound, so I cannot like sell it or anything. So it is cool item, but for me it's pretty much useless because it's not for me. For me, it's useless and it's sound already like soundbound. So there's like nothing which I can do with this. So one thing which I want to suggest, like another thing is once I get related my Hearthstone, where you can do this thing if you get some card which is good but you don't want it, you can turn it into arcane dust. And I wish there be a way in World of Warcraft do exactly the same thing, because sometimes it's happen you have these items and you like because they are epic and you just don't wanna just um, selling them. So I wanna be able like recycle a bunch of low level items into like arcane dust and then use that dust basically recreate something much better. I mean, probably need to acquire some plants first. So uh, maybe another profession, maybe I don't know. But something like this, basically being able to recycle a bunch of low-level items. Like recently, I've been in this situation which I cannot show right now because I sell them already. I find I am able basically to take down just Black Rock Mountain by myself because I'm a level 70 and I can do this like myself. It takes a time, but the benefit of this, I can get a whole bunch of like epic items, like way too many, because due to the fact I'm doing this myself, which means all this loot is mine. Only problem with this is on one side it's an epic loot, but most of the items are much lower level items than I currently need, and my equipment is basically better. So being able like grab all these items and recycle them into something better, I think this is something which can basically guarantee give you almost guaranteed chance you can get something better. Or maybe there should be like a special NPC which can like exchange for them for some randomly generated item for your level, so you can get something which is actually good. Basically, sacrificing a group of low-level items and combine them into something better. I think the game should definitely profit from that, especially if you are really unlucky for your items or you just do what I did. That kind of thing can happen, and yeah, I definitely wish something like Arcane does to be here. Number four. Okay, my another idea is basically idea for new professions, and it's basically how these professions work. It's basically uh, you can create this little magical items which basically let you cast all sorts of illusions, which is basically how it's called illusionism, I believe. So yeah, so what exactly is the purpose of this class? So as you may know, in a game you can do this transmogrification, which basically can change appearance of your equipment, which is nice. But with this class, you can do this at will, and you can go far beyond just change how they look. You can customize their colors, but it's obviously won't stop here. You can do much more things. You can even change color of your skin, your hair, your eyes, maybe even look like a member of different race or something. And on high level, when you level be high enough, you can do even more like complex illusions. You can create like illusion which make you look less dangerous, which mean enemies basically go more likely after your other member of your group instead of you, which is useful if you play in group and you are a healer, or same time if you play as a tank and you wanna have you probably want something which is kind of opposite, and you wanna cast some illusion which you make you more dangerous. On a really high level, you can even do things like illusions which can scare other peoples, like the enemy can run away from you. You can create things like basically projection, kind of like holographs. So your enemies will attack this thing instead of you, which can be very effective, especially if you combine this with other. You can even do things like basically create illusion you are not there, basically being invisible. And there's just a few things which I get idea right now, and I know for a fact there is many people who like really like the messing with the your appearance and stuff. With this ability, you can push this even more far and basically customize your character much as you wish. But there is same time some things which have a practical use, as I said. Making like scaring the enemy by some threatening illusion, go invisible, create holograms, like sky is the limit here. Like there's so many things which I wanna do, which you can do with this, and you can cast these illusions with some special items which are basically kind of like one-use hologram or something. It may look a little like it may sound a little sci-fi, but if you realize this is happening with a world where goblins and gnomes can create like legitimate mechs, then I think making hologram, especially with the use of little bit of magic, can be piece the cake. So yeah, there is definitely some potential here. So new profession illusions. Number three. Okay, so while right now I am in an interesting place. That is this weird floating island. It's kind of between two locations. There's one location here, another one there. There's some waterfalls, and overall, I'm finding idea of like floating island cool, and it's basically lead me into my another idea. Give me a sec. There's one thing which I want to do here. Um, where is it? It's here. Okay, that looks better, I think. It's a little laggy here. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so basically, I have this idea for um, basically you can create this. You can pick any locations in any location in a game. Like, for example, let's say I like this floating island. It is kind of like between two different ideas. There's this nice view on this huge valley. There's some waterfalls here. I'm like, okay, I like this idea. So I can basically create in a location which I pick this tiny little portal, and I'm like only one who can see this portal, and I can basically go inside in this portal, which basically teleport me into this basically pocket dimension, which is like this little tiny bubble, which is in a certain distance from this portal. And while I'm here, I can basically having this glowing orb, which is basically like a heart of this pocket dimension, and I can feed this with lots of ingredients, which I can basically upgrade it, which make A, the bubble bigger, and B, it gives this bubble more slots. And inside these slots, I can do some useful items, such as somebody who can repair my stuff, or somebody, or maybe I can have like use this as a basically my base, so I can wait here and I can have like being teleported by Hearthstone here. There is so many things which you can do with this. You can basically, this pocket dimensions is basically serve as your base of operation. And obviously, because I can place this dimension anywhere when I want. So if you find some whatever place in the game and you simply like this place for whatever reason, you can basically place this portal here and make this place basically your place. If you are inside and nobody can actually see you, nobody can enter inside unless you give somebody like you can basically let them go in. So you can, for example, invite your friends to your place and show them like your base, and you can buy even more things like merchants, maybe a house or some furnitures. Like you can do all kinds of customization. You can place here some chests here so you can store your items and many other useful things. You can have like these things, like if you do a profession, it usually needs some special items. In my case, it's this Yavor's kit. So maybe I can place like not something travel Yavor's kit, but something like appropriate, something bigger, just more expensive and need to be placed only here. But if you do, then you can make things, use your professions faster, and maybe get some bonuses so you can learn it faster. That's just a few examples. There is so many useful things which you can have. Basically, it's a pocket dimension which you can place anywhere in the world. Basically, it's act like your home base, and you can pick any game, any place in a game, whatever place you game you which you like it, you can place here, and you can even relocate it if you find some base place which like fit better to your liking. So yeah, I think this is something which is definitely like not only cool because first you have the freedom to place this your base anywhere you wish. So if you don't like this place, you can place it somewhere else, and like middle of ocean of lava or something. Like sky is the limit. There is, and I'm pretty sure there's many interesting places in World of Warcraft. You can make basically your base exactly that one place which you like, and I think that's a great idea. I think this can be not only kind of cool, but it's same time it can be really really useful. Number two, and we are in a character creation screen again. So this is another idea for not necessarily new race or class. It's more like an optional status because one of the reasons which I didn't play like World of Warcraft until now, it's basically I used to play a lot of old school like single player RPGs because I like them a lot. They still have things to offer. I know these days are things which are online really popular, but these old school like offline RPGs they still have things to offer. They usually have much better storyline, and some people may enjoy this like style of game more. The problem is in World of Warcraft there are some things which you need to do only if you are a member of the group. But the question is, what if you don't wanna do such a thing? What if you still wanna play your own? So this is which lead me to my suggestion. What I want if somewhere here on this screen will be like little thingy which you can click on and which give basically your character a status of all lonely wolf, which basically mean with you if you play with this status, you no longer can be invited in the group or you cannot invite anybody in the group. You for beginning to end with this character you playing as by just by yourself. But at the same time, you get to access some special abilities, which give you like massive bonuses, defense, offense, healing, whatever. If you're playing like elite monsters or bosses, so if you playing this class, you are only always by your own, but at the same time, you are strong enough to deal whatever game thrown at you by yourself. Like it's a character which is for those players which are like me, who enjoy the old school like kind of experience, like you playing by just by yourself. And if you beat some really strong boss, then you're like, yes, I did it. I feel like a freaking hero here. But in World of Warcraft, it's a good game, but this feeling is here. You feel like insignificant of part of something bigger, which may be cool sometimes, but sometimes you wanna be able to beat this, do this by yourself, which because it bring you this sort of old school like satisfaction. Yeah, like you are the one who did it, you and just you alone, and that is kind of cool. And I know for a fact there's many people who enjoying this kind of game because I've seen many people after they get the gear which is good enough for their class or really high level, you can they can do like raid or dungeon by themselves. It is kind of cool. That's the reason why I want such a thing. I want to have this stats, this ability being basically a lone wolf which can do everything by yourself. I know this kind of may seems to be illogical because this is called MMO, which means massively multiplying online for a reason. But if you play this way, you can still do like interact with other people, so you can still like talk them, you can like making business them, you can go in a duel and stuff, and that's okay. But in terms of gameplay, I don't know, like being able like take down some huge boss by yourself, it's really satisfying. And if somebody can say I have no idea what I'm talking about because I play such a short time, that is not true. I recently, with my character right here, Oksana, beat the Ragnaros by myself, and this guy he's massive, he's ginormous, and like being able to take him down just by myself, that's just feels good. I really can't tell why, but it just feels good. And this is the reason why I want to be able to doing this on purpose. Why I want to have like this feature being basically a lone wolf, where you basically play it by yourself, but you have some access some special abilities which mean you don't get into trouble if you try this kind of play. Like you basically don't need groups and you can do everything by yourself. And I like this option to be here. In fact this option is not there is another reason which made me hesitate and didn't buy this game already. I think it's still good game, and I like it. But if this feature will be there, I will like it much more. So yeah, being able to play by yourself, like an optional option. Number one! And finally, we get to my another suggestion. So as I said, there is few reasons I didn't buy this game sooner, and one of the, in my opinion, like big of those reasons is level cap. The fact there is the limitation how much you can level. Because say what you want, the leveling, getting experience, and getting progressively stronger and stronger. This is what RPG make RPG. And I find I did play some games which in past, which basically have this feature, but after I reach find like my highest level, I no longer feel any interest continuing to play because killing the monsters and doing the quest, if you are not, start to feel like pointless. Because if you no longer receive like experience, so what is the point? I can understand this feature here is basically to prevent the players be too strong, and I can see that. But at the same time, for somebody like myself, it's a kind of downside because, like I said, if I no longer can get experience because I reach highest level already, then it's like doing quests, killing the monsters, all of this feels really pointless. So my final suggestion here is basically something which I like to call level cap plus. So way how this work is basically like this. Far as I know, uh, far as I know, there is a level with the latest expansion 110. How this feature, which I'm like wanna suggest right now, work? It's basically your maximum level is 110, but in it's not 110. It's actually 120. But the way how this work, even if there is technically a level cap, then basically you as you level up, you getting constantly like more quests and your requirement level up are higher, but you also fight more stronger enemies which give you more experience, and quests is more difficult, so you get more options for quests, and game basically supporting you but they progressively become stronger and stronger. How this feature basically works, it is basically designed to support your progress with the levels only at a certain point. And after you reach that point, you can technically still level up. But the game really don't giving you any more experience anymore, and with a higher level, you're getting less and less experience. So you can still level up, and there is still like a limitation in the form of maximum level. But the actual maximum level will be like really difficult to reach, which give you like this sense like you can still can do quests, you can still get experience, you can still get stronger, but it's happening like really slow. Probably best example of this how something similar exists is Diablo 2. In Diablo 2 there is technically limit of the maximum level. It's a 99. But let's be honest here. At the time when you reach finish the game on a highest difficulty, you have like 85, I believe. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Depends how much you like grinding experience. So even if there is technically a 99 maximum level, you unless you purposely like grinding experience like crazy, you really can reach this level. And I like that. If there ever be like a level cap implemented in the game, I believe it should be done like this. Maybe the difference should not necessarily be like bigger, but like I said, like I really hate like one of the reasons which I play RPGs is because I'm basically rewarded with experience for everything which I do, and I like that. That's like basically what's is make that is basically what make RPGs fun. That is really the very basic reason why I playing RPGs. And being limited by like maximum level, it's just sucks. I mean, yeah, you can still get stronger by getting better items, but that's not the same thing. That's work completely different way because items which you can get there kinda random, and it's really don't feel like as much satisfying as a level up because level up thing is basically like this one thing which work always. And for me, that's quite literally the reason why I like RPGs. This is the reason why I like enjoying them so much, and this is the reason why I eventually one day will stop playing this game. I have fun yet, and I still wanna have like play, and I know there will be lots of people who basically tell me like getting a maximum level is really not a big deal, especially here because there is this end game content. I know that, so don't waste your time and reminding me this. I'm aware of that, but try like see things from my point of view. Me as a being an old school like gamer who like these old school RPGs and being able like getting really high level. That's just a part of the fun for me. And I think it is something which definitely need to be do something about that. Another solution how this problem could be solved. It is something which is really similar to Paragon system, how it's done, and in the Diablo. Basically, Paragons that didn't give you like as much benefit as the normal level, but you still can level up and you can still feel like you're progressing. You're progressing really slowly, and it's take you time, but it's really feel like you're doing somewhere. Eventually, people in what the hell is this? Oh, that's nice. Um, so yeah, eventually, like far as I know, people in Diablo 2 was they wasn't like happy how like maximum level in Diablo work, and eventually Blizzard fixed that with basically at these Paragon levels. So there should be like do done something need to be done about this maximum level nonsense, because like I said, this game is a freaking RPG. It is about getting experience and level up. This is why people playing this game. I have no idea what is something which absolutely like blow my mind is this thing. Why, oh why anyone would pay for like character boost to 100? That's nonsense. Like getting stronger, getting experience, that is the part of the fun for me. I mean, I can imagine like some people really don't care about this, but like I said, try to see this from my perspective. I am old school offline RPG gamer, and this is the kind of thing which I like. And if the feature is not here, then I really don't know if I have a patience like continue to play after I reach the max level. I mean, I can buy expansion, but that give me only 10 levels, so I don't expect this to continue for too long. But yeah, about this maximum level cap, something need to be done. Something. I'm not sure what exactly, if like doing the what I suggested of these Paragon levels, but yeah, because playing game which rewarding you with experience after you hit the maximum level and there is no longer recent experience, then that's just not fun for me, and something need to be done. Maybe there is something, maybe there is something similar, I don't know. Like I said, I am not there here, but yeah, maximum level limitations, like, really, that makes no sense. This is supposed to be RPG, so that was my top 10 suggestions. Let me remind you, I play about 2 months, and there may be some features which are already here, which I mentioned on my list. I just didn't find them yet, or maybe this happened in future. I don't know, but there is definitely things which can be done, and I believe some of them can make World of Warcraft even better game. So yeah, so that was my top 10 suggestion, and I think I'm done for today. So thanks for your time, and I will see you later.